this is where they should be with a regular bra that would be holding them up. Like, hey everyone, I am really excited about this video. We are gonna have a lot of fun. Well, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I hope you do as well, because today I'm gonna run through some of Amazon's best sellers, according to them, in the categories of fashion or clothing, beauty, and home. And I'm gonna let you know if I think they are worth the rating. So if you didn't know, well, you may know, I am considered an influencer, a word that I don't love, but it is what it is. But I'm actually part of the Amazon influencer program, specifically for their beauty program, their fashion program, and their home program. And that doesn't give me a lot. What it does give me is a handful of insights into things that aren't as easily seen by you, the consumer. So like I get a monthly update on what their best sellers are across the Amazon platform. So I decided to look over some of those best sellers and one, purchase a few of them, and two, put them to the test. And why I only had to purchase a few of them, it turns out I owned a lot of them already. So if this interests you, buckle in, let's take a look, starting with fashion. A lot of these aren't just divided into fashion, beauty, or home, but there are subcategories within, and some of these are cracking me up. So first we have these babies. These are the Nippies Nipple Covers, and they are #1 in breast pedals. Who knew that was a category? I have shared these over and over and over across the years. They have 4.6 stars with over 28,000, almost 29,000 ratings. They do come in 2 sizes and a variety of skin tones, 5 skin tones to be exact. They look like this. I am not going to demonstrate these. They just peel off. They have the adhesive right here, and then you just stick them on. There are a few ways you can use them. Maybe you have a favorite bra that doesn't have any padding across the middle and you don't want any show through as far as poking through if you get cold or what have you. That works great in a bra. It also works great if you want to go braless or can go braless. This adds a little bit of coverage, a little bit of modesty. And it's also great under bathing suits. If you want a little extra coverage there, maybe it's a white bathing suit and you want not just coverage as far as for poking through, but opaqueness as well. There are a lot of things you can do with these. Well, I mean, they only go in one place, if you know what I mean, but they're very handy. The puns are just flying through my head. I'm trying to be a little more mature about this, but you would be surprised how many times you reach for these. Well, I reach for them all the time, and I can understand why they have such an amazing rating because I have purchased quite a few pairs over the years. These are reusable. You just have to rinse them under warm water. I like to take a little dish soap actually and kind of rub away any of skin oils, lint, things like that that come up. After, I'd say a year or so, I would recommend replacing them to get the maximum stickiness, but I do 100% stand by that rating because I purchased them myself numerous times. Another #1 bestseller is for adhesive bras, and it's this thing. And I'm not gonna demonstrate it exactly, but I do have me wearing them and I'll talk about them more, but I just want you to see what they look like before we get to the try-on portion. So these adhesive bras are specifically designed for backless dresses where a normal strapless bra might be a little bit tricky. This is so weird. Okay, feel very weird about holding these. Let me just put them down. They have 3.8 stars with over 21,000 ratings. They come in 3 shade variations. Within each shade, you have like matte or whatever. So you have white, black, and this version of nude, and they come in sizes A through G. I am holding the D cups. And as you may or may not be able to see, they have a clear front clasp here. So I'm gonna just cut away to me wearing them under this. I have switched them out. I'm wearing a regular bra at this point, but I just want you to see my experience wearing them with a regular type shirt, and then we'll come back. I'm gonna talk more about this outfit in a little bit, but I am wearing the adhesive bra and I feel very self-conscious because I feel like if I sneeze or take a deep breath, I can feel it shifting. It's gonna fall off, it's moving. So I have an advantage, I'm just gonna say it. I do not have homegrown breasts. These are augmented, put these babies in a while back. And so I clearly don't need the same support as someone who has natural breasts, but you know, they do move. This is where they should be with a regular bra that would be holding them up. Like, if this is what it's doing on mine, I can't imagine what this is gonna be like with women who need more support. I'm just not a fan. I would look for more traditional options. So while it seems like thousands of people really like those, these are not gonna be something that I reach for anytime soon. Okay, I'm going to start breathing and stand like a normal person. Okay, it's a little intimidating, even though there's nobody currently in the room with me. It is something to put yourself out on the internet in a bathing suit. So I am standing here in Amazon's #1 bestseller for women's bathing suit, one piece. And it is supposed to be a high-waisted tummy control option. It is one piece, has a little cutout here. And then it has adjustable straps that cross in the back, and then this tie that's really just purely decorative. These straps keep everything up in place. It's pretty. It comes in quite a few different colors and sizes. Is it tummy controlling? Not even a little bit. So here is the little bit of the tummy. It's not being pulled in at all. What it does have is this extra material that you can ruche and pull and adjust so that when you're looking at me head on, it disguises where the actual bulge is, but there's no tummy control happening here. It is just an optical illusion. I do have a go-to swimsuit that happens to be from Amazon that I prefer and I think is a little more versatile. So let me throw that on for you. So here's another option. Now this is very different. It's not gonna have the same level of support because it's pretty open here on the side. So there are definite advantages to the one I just shared with you. I'm not saying it's a bad suit by any means. I just wanted to give you some other options and what I personally feel a little more comfortable. I also think that the print on this is much better at helping that optical illusion go on. It does have the extra fabric. It's like a double layer of fabric. So this can be adjusted and ruched to hide the tummy a little bit better. But again, there's no tummy control. Like, we're gonna have tummy. So what I love about this, lots of colors, lots of prints, all that good stuff, but you can wear the top of this 2 different ways depending on the kind of coverage that you are more comfortable with. Let me show you the other way to wear the top of this suit. Okay, remember this had it pulled across? Well, if you pull both of those up and over your head and then retie them in a little bow at the top, and of all the swimsuits I have, this one is probably the one I've worn the most. Another bestseller in fashion are these Cork Footbed sandals. And if you think these look a lot like Birkenstocks, you would be correct. They do. Of course, one of the appeals is that because it's on Amazon, it doesn't come with that Birkenstock price tag. So these have 4.5 stars, 52,600 positive ratings. They come in over 20 colors, sizes, I think 6 through 13, half sizes, and wide sizing available on the whole sizes. So lots and lots of options. This isn't a #1 bestseller, but it came in the top 5 for women's shoes. And I've always been curious about them. I have mine in the color Stone. They have not just different variations on the faux leather, but on the buckle colors, etc. So I can tell you as someone who's had real Birkenstocks that these feel pretty much the same to me, and I'm not as worried about ruining them because they are under $30, at least when I purchased them. So I would have to agree with all the thousands of other people that love these. I think these are a great buy. Now, this one is very similar to a 2-piece set that is #1 in clothing right now, but this isn't the popular brand that everyone is linking to. I picked this one, looks exactly the same, because 1, it shipped faster than the other options, and 2, it had, I think, a few better color options. This particular color combo is called Beige. I will be ordering more of these in different colors because this is possibly the most comfortable thing I have ever worn, and I feel like I look a lot more put together than I feel, because I feel like I'm wearing pajamas or like a sweatsuit. I mean, it is that comfortable, but I think it looks super chic and sophisticated. I like the waist and the waistband here, really comfortably placed pockets. I feel like it is flattering the way it has the seaming placed and what's going down on the ankle area. You can wear it, they show it worn with a big wide belt to dress it up a little bit more. You can roll this under, you can do a little front tuck. This is it all the way untucked. It is knit, but it is lightweight enough to wear in the warmer weather. I mean, I'm in Texas in June. Doesn't get much worse than this. This is a great road trip or travel outfit, and because it is basically sleeveless, you can keep wearing it into the cooler months by just adding any kind of layer that you can think of. So I am going to be adding at least one, maybe two more color combinations. I love the all black option as well. It runs true to size. I'm wearing mine in a size small. I am linking the exact set that I am wearing from the retailer I found on Amazon that I much prefer to the ones that are selling #1 on the actual bestseller list, and I should have led with this, but if you're wondering why this is so popular, besides for the fact that it's just a standout on its own, apparently this is a look for less version of the exact same look over at Free People for obviously far, far lower. Now I have one for beauty, and it is the absolute #1 bestseller in beauty, and they are the Mighty Patch, the original, your nighttime blemish patch. So if you haven't seen these all over the internet, these are a lifesaver. Generally speaking, you would put this on at the end of the day, wash your face. If you're gonna put on any skincare, go ahead, just nothing that has emollients in it, because this has to stick to your skin, and if you've moisturized or put on any kind of hydrating serum, it'll slide off your face. And you just pop it on the zit. I had one coming up here. It was one of those underground ones that just hurt, but there was nothing to, well, you know what, we've been very frank already. So you know how you're not supposed to squeeze, but if you have that whitehead that's right there, you can just, you know, get it moving along. It wasn't doing that. So I immediately popped one of these on. Then I went ahead with the rest of my skincare all around it, moisturized the rest of my face. And it did, this one was stubborn and took a couple of days, but it pulls all the nasty stuff that's going on under the surface, pulls it up and makes the raised blemish flat. 100% agree with all of the reviews. Let me see. They are not just the #1 bestseller in beauty, but 4.5 stars, 124,000, well, basically 125,000 positive reviews. So I always have a box of these at home, and I always have at least one of these sheets in my travel toiletry bag, because that's inevitably when I'm gonna break out is when I am on the road. Let's move on to the home category. And home is fun because they give me the most details. So they don't just say, here's all the bestsellers for home. There are, I think, 13 different categories inside the home category. Each of those subcategories are things like outdoor furniture, sports recreation, pets, office supplies, handmade, things like that. I'm not gonna go through all 13 categories, but there were some standouts that I wanna share. So #1 for bestseller for kitchen and dining, I know you're probably sick of seeing the Stanley cups, but I am not sick of using them. This baby is #1, the 40-ounce Quencher tumbler. It has 4.8 stars, but only 219 ratings. I think that is because people buy Stanleys from a variety of retailers. I will say there is a Stanley store on Amazon. Make sure you are purchasing from that part. You should not be paying over retail. So these retail for, I believe, $45. If it says more than that, I mean, it's up to you. You do what you want, but the authorized retailer is gonna keep them at $45. So it comes in a 14-ounce, a 20-ounce, 30-ounce, 40-ounce. This is the 40-ounce. There are 19 colors on the Amazon website, and it is such a cliche influencer thing, but as someone who struggles to drink water on a regular basis, this has been my go-to. And honestly, here's what I'm thinking. If you're gonna use it and it works, then that makes it a favorite as far as I'm concerned. I have been drinking out of one of these for well over 6 months and using one every single day. So I'm gonna say that this bestseller designation is definitely well-deserved. Next, we have the #1 bestseller in pets, but also in cat hair removal products. That is a very specific designation. This guy, and I actually have been sharing this for months, had no idea. I mean, I knew it was a bestseller in general, didn't realize how much of a bestseller. I'll tell you how much. 4.5 stars, 140,587 ratings at the moment of this filming. Now, we have had a cat living with us, a black cat, that shed all over my kind of tan carpeting. The cat is no longer living with us. The cat hair still is. So I will show you how easily it picks up that cat hair. But as someone who also lives with 3 dogs and myself, who sheds probably more than the dogs, this picks up a lot more than just cat hair. And I keep this down in my family room, and I do a little swipe over the couch cushions, ideally once a week, but it's so much fun that I tend to reach for it more than that. It's fun to use, it's easy to use. There's something very fulfilling about popping this thing open and seeing all the hair in here that you just scoop out and throw in the trash. But if you have anything that sheds in your house and you're trying to keep your furniture, your carpets, fabric clean, this one is outstanding. Under the subcategory office supplies, I have the #1, wait, what is this thing? Planning board, that's what it is. Bestseller in planning board with 4.5 stars, but only 306 ratings. This is an acrylic magnetic dry erase calendar. It comes in a monthly option, a weekly option, or you can get the combo, monthly and weekly. And I've had a bigger whiteboard type monthly calendar on the side of my refrigerator, and it was not erasing as cleanly. It's been used, for a little while, and it's, you know how dry erase boards go, especially the white ones. And I just thought this acrylic one looked very sophisticated, dare I say, elegant, a lot cleaner look on the side of my refrigerator, so I decided to give this one a go. I like it. It's definitely prettier. However, it's not as big. So if you like writing a lot of detail or you have several events going on in a day, maybe the weekly one is a better option. Maybe the combo, actually. I'm thinking through this as I'm sitting here. Maybe I should have ordered the monthly for just little things and then have the weekly underneath it to keep up to date with more space to write. Either way, I think this looks a lot nicer in the kitchen than this big whiteboard that's gonna show all the marks and everything. So if you're looking for something a little more elegant for your kitchen, I think this is fantastic. Now I have the #1 bestseller in air freshener sprays, except this isn't a spray. This is specifically the Fresh Wave Lemon Odor Removing Gel. So I bought a 3-pack of these because, like I mentioned, we live with pets. Even with the best of intentions, they can stink. And we also had a cat living with us for a little while. So I got the lemon scent because that's the one I'm partial to. It's a cool concept. It comes with a foil covering here. You pop the foil off and it's filled to the brim with these little odor crystals. And then the top is, has venting on it. So you just take the foil top off, put the venting back on, place this in the general stinky area. So I put this one on top of our dog's cages that we keep in our bedroom, and then I gave one of these to my son who is the cat. He keeps this by her litter box, and over time, as it's releasing the scent, the crystals evaporate and disappear. This one is about ready to get a refill. So you can order brand new packs, or you can just order refills to fill this thing up. There is the lemon scent, a lavender scent, and then an original scent. I don't notice an overpowering lemon scent unless I'm standing right here. What I notice is the absence of the dog odor. So I would say it's working, and 3.7 stars, 720 ratings, so not as high up as some of the others, very effective. And if you don't want to use the spray, I don't know how this is in the spray category if there's no spray to it, this is a nice option. This next one I'm not gonna get too much into detail over because I have talked about this so many times I've lost track. This is the #1 bestseller in travel garment steamers. Look familiar? It should. I've talked about this a ton. It has 4.3 stars, 96,978 ratings. I adore this thing. I have just bought a new one because I dropped my old one and cracked it. I purchased one of these for each of my kids before they left for college. They still have them. They're still working great. This is meant to be for travel, but I use it almost every day at home as well. And I can't live without mine. I love mine so much, I don't reach for my iron ever. Haven't in years. So definitely worth the #1 designation. Next was a pretty big splurge, but I justified it because I have 3 dogs and I hate cleaning my floors, but I need to clean my floors because my dogs are in and out and floors get dirty. This is the Amazon's Choice. So it's not the #1 bestseller overall, but it's in the top 5 for home appliances. It's Amazon's Choice in shop wet dry vacuums, and that's the Tineco Floor 1. Now, there are 3 Floor 1 options linked under the same link. I opted for the newest one, which is the most expensive one. This is a cordless wet dry all-in-one vacuum. So instead of how we all do before we mop the floor, we have to go vacuum everything first, and then we get the mop and the bucket and all this. This is one step. It sucks up the dirt off the floor at the same time that it is mopping the floor, and it's kind of sucking up the wet as it goes, so your floors dry really quickly. It's not the perfect be all and end all. It's not gonna replace that deep clean that a mop and a bucket is gonna get. I personally don't think. What I think it is good for is those of us that need to wash our floors more than once a week. And it's something you can do really quickly. I have been able to mop my entire first floor on one charge. I'm not gonna tell you to run out and get a $500 or $600 wet dry vacuum cleaner, but if you are in the market for it and if you fit those criteria, I think you're gonna love it. I am testing out something that Swiffer just came out with. It's not a vacuum, but it is sort of an electric mop concept. That one I think is under $30. I'm gonna be giving that a go later this month over on Instagram, so I'll keep you posted. I'm sure you'll be able to find it on Amazon. I know it's gonna be at Walmart. I don't wanna get off too much on a tangent. I just wanna let you know the Tineco, I own it. I've used it a lot. It's really cool. It's also really expensive. The last thing I have to share for you in bestsellers is from the outdoor furniture category, and it is 4.7 stars, 963 ratings. It's an outdoor portable rocking and camping chair. Now, I had heard about this numerous times, not from Amazon, but from another influencer friend of mine, Sarah, Hot and Humid, that you should be familiar with if you've been watching me for a while. I've mentioned her several times. She lives her life on the sidelines of so many different athletic fields. Her kids are just all in with the sports right now. So she is the expert in the outdoor chairs, and these are the ones she swears by. I have started going to some more outdoor concerts in the area where you can bring a chair to sit in, and I also wanted to get some new chairs for the fireworks that we'll be having at our club later next month. So I picked up 2 of these, and I will admit they are very comfortable, very lightweight, and extremely sturdy. And I do love the rocking chair option. I think that they are a bit of an investment, but having gone through my own years of sitting on the sidelines of various soccer, baseball, and football fields, the little cheap canvas ones that fold up, that start sagging in the middle after a little bit of time, I think in hindsight, if I had to do it all over again, I would have invested in a couple of good quality chairs and just been done with it, and probably save myself some money over the long haul. So those are the Amazon bestsellers that I tested out for you this month. I would love to know if you like this, if you would like to see me do this again for other categories and other kinds of products. I will happily do it. I do know that Amazon Prime is coming up. The Prime days will be sometime in July, and I will have a whole bunch of recommendations for you over there as the time gets closer. So if you're an Amazon fan, I've got you covered. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I had so much fun testing out these products, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.